Welcome to Invent Oregon and this instructional video about design thinking. My name is Bill Dresselhaus and the topic for this video is Design Thinking Explained. Design thinking is a way of thinking and acting, similar to business thinking or scientific thinking. It is a process of actions and tools applied to human-centered problems. Design thinking provides a need-finding and problem-solving approach centered on people. The design thinking process has 5 phases, as can be seen in this diagram. Each phase of the design thinking process has specific characteristics, objectives, tools, and methodologies. In addition, there are the so-called Big Three for success. First is desirability. The solution must meet a real human need. Second is feasibility. The solution must be technically functional. And third, the solution must be viable from a business standpoint. Taking the wrong approach can be a disaster. A common engineering approach is to first choose a technology and try to apply it to human users. A common business approach is to first develop a business model and try to apply it to human users. Both are not very good. Steve Jobs' Apple approach was to start with people and their needs first, then apply appropriate technologies and business models that resolve those needs. This design thinking process uses the diamond phase approach, where each phase is represented by a graphic diamond. This approach starts with diverging by developing many ideas, both good and bad, sane or insane, and then converging from these with filtering to a few optimized ideas. With that first developed cloud of diverged ideas, one then applies appropriate filters to those ideas to converge down to one or a few optimized concepts. The design thinking process is both cyclic, iterative, and linear. Often, several phases are done at once and must also be revisited many times. However, the design thinking process must also be linear, since at some point one has to close the loop and finish. It is important to constantly iterate between the various design thinking phases. The design thinking research phase starts with need-finding and empathic research of real people in real situations to inspire insights and discover critical information. The tools and methods that can be used for this are on the left and the support items listed on the right, as also in the following slides. In the next design thinking definition phase, one then identifies, defines, frames, and plans the appropriate project direction based on the discovered human needs, insights, and problems in a clear, succinct project description and brief. Based on the design thinking research and definition phases, one then brainstorms, ideates, and develops as many ideas as possible based on the results of these phases. Again, first diverging and then converging to several viable concepts. After ideating a number of viable concepts and ideas in the design thinking ideation phase, one then creates low and high fidelity mock-ups and visuals to potentially viable concepts and ideas for the next design thinking testing phase. In the design thinking testing phase, one uses various levels of mock-ups, visuals, and prototypes to get reactions from real people. This testing and validation should ideally be done with the original discovery research people from the first phase. These responses are then fed back into the design for refinement. Product design is also a process that is more comprehensive than design thinking, which is primarily a front-end, need-finding, and concept development process. Product design extends beyond that into design, execution, and production. It has its own phases, activities, and skills that are based on the design thinking paradigm. Product design addresses a broad variety of areas and categories of the human experience and follows on from design thinking, need-finding, and concept development results. Good design communication is essential to both design thinking and product design. Often one must communicate concepts and ideas to oneself and others, who must understand what is being presented and be able to respond and assist in the product development. Of course, creative innovation is essential to success in design thinking, product design, and business success. Developing good creative innovation process is extremely important. For a product's successful functionality are the inherent engineering and technologies within the product. Though these should not be the exclusive focus for a product design, their appropriateness and viability are essential for product success. The first priority of any successful product is functionality. If it doesn't usefully work in some way, it is worthless. However, after that, the human usability and ergonomics of the product are the next most important factors. Functional and highly usable products are essential to market success. After functionality and usability come product form and aesthetics, product beauty. There is credible research that has shown that beautiful products actually function better and are more usable than unattractive products due to the human need for beauty. Very important in product design and development are the product architecture and configuration. This includes the various components of a product and their optimal arrangement within the product, as well as the supporting architecture, enclosure, and structural elements and design. Not to be neglected by any means is the product's design for sustainability, including the end of life of the product. These considerations must be addressed in the very early stages of the product design and development process and seriously considered in the overall detailed design of the product. In the end, a product must be manufactured and produced in mass quantities for successful business viability. Materials, manufacturing methods, tools, and distribution methods must be seriously considered during the entire product design and development process. Finally, the overall project management must be responsibly and properly executed throughout the project, in every phase and from beginning to end. This completes this design thinking topical video session. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it has been enjoyable and valuable. Have a great design experience.